Grab your Stanley, grab your snacks. I love DJI. This is literally my movie. Like, I'm the main character. Like, I'm confused. We're still having some issues with saying no. For them at first, it's like, y'all had an entire plan. These people don't care. They just want something to talk about. It was a waste of time. I'm a waste of a resource. Like, I could have gatekeeped that. And I'm nosy, girl. I want to know why you stopped posting it. And man, saving is not about the number. It's about the habit. I don't like talking every day. I feel very like rushed. That was God's way of saying like, nah, you can never go on my social media and figure out what's going on in my life unless I literally put it on a silver platter for you. Unmatched personal growth. You're gonna need some pay. Stay your ass in the house, get in that bed. Like, I'm blessed. I literally pray for this. I was having a ball, y'all. I love him, but I love me more. Younger me would love us. Like, she would think we are so cool. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, obviously, we are in a different spot than usual. Just switching things up a little bit for this week's upload. I posted a poll on my story a little while ago because this video is very long overdue, but I kind of just asked you guys what videos you would prefer from me, and this is the one that you guys chose. So as you can tell from the title, today I'm going to be telling you guys 10 things that I've learned so far in my 20s. I was really just in the mood to chit chat. I've actually filmed this video one time before, but I hated it, so now we're doing it over again. I really wanted to do it during the daytime, but I was like, you know what, we should do it at night where we can get like calm, cozy PJs. I got my blanket on standby just in case, but it's like blazing hot in my room right now for whatever reason, so we got this if we need it. Grab your Stanley, grab your snacks, because we better get down to the nitty gritty. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into this video. So let's go ahead and jump right into number one. Your friendships, they will absolutely change. One thing I'm really learning as I get older is having a core group of like good friends is very important. I have best friends, I have close friends, I have some distant friends who I don't, you know, necessarily talk to every day, but still know a little bit more about me than the average person would. But the truth in all of that is that friendships change, and they're changing constantly. The way some of my friendships look now are nothing compared to how they looked in like high school or college. And part of growing and being a good friend is learning to understand and accept these changes for what they are. We're all grown. We are all adults or coming into adulthood, and we have our own lives, you know, and being an adult comes with jobs and responsibilities and partners and kids, and priorities shift and your availability 100% is going to change. But that doesn't mean that, you know, your friendship isn't real. It just means life is moving. Me personally, and this is my own personal opinion, I feel like I am a low maintenance friend, and as I'm getting older, I think I'm leaning a little bit more into that. I don't like talking every day. There's probably three or four people on my phone that I talk to like every single day, but I don't like talking every day. I don't want to be on FaceTime constantly. We don't need to hang out every single weekend. And I really think that comes from the fact that growing up, my house was always, and like this is from as long as I can remember, literally elementary school and on, my house has always been like the sleepover spot. My mom has always been considered like the fun mom. Like, she wasn't really like on top of us. She kind of let us do what we want, safely of course. Everyone always just would crash at my place, but now I hate sleepovers. It got to a point eventually where I kind of just had to set a boundary, like, no, like I want to be alone, and I just really just would like my room to myself. For them at first, it's like, girl, like, what you mean no sleepover? We're coming to your house. Like, and me and my friends are so close that it like almost was never even a question. Like, it was just automatically set in stone. And it kind of just got to a point where I had to like set a boundary, like, I want to be alone. I would really like my room to myself. And I think that's healthy. Like, I personally think it's really healthy to give yourself and your friends room to individually evolve. And with that room, your friendships may like naturally fade as you both are like growing in different directions. You may even meet new friends who have, you know, similar experiences, shared interests with you, whether that's like work or new hobbies or parenting if you're a new mom. And even with losing friends, like, it never has to be beef. Like, I think that's where a lot of people get confused. They think because we're not friends anymore that it's beef. Like, I'm not gonna go bash your name, I'm not gonna go talk bad about you or anything like that. We're just moving in two totally different directions in life, and that is okay. Like, and the more you value yourself as you're growing into an adult, you'll start to measure your friendships. You'll start to ask yourself questions like, how does this friendship serve me? Before I go out here measuring all of these people and making sure all my cups are filled and stuff, I have to make sure that I'm being the friend that I expect them to be to me. You really got to lead with what you want in return. So My second point is to stop oversharing with people. Please, for the love of God, stop telling people your business. Like, this is a very big one for me because for the life of me, y'all, I could not oblige. Me, I'm a yapper. I love to yap. Used to get suspended from school because I couldn't stop yapping type yap. Hence the video that we are doing right now. But let me tell y'all something. Learning how to shut up was probably one of the best things that I could have ever done for myself. The best. Top 3 for sure. And even right now, I'm still actively learning and practicing what a healthy privacy looks like in real time. But I just really had to like stop making room for outside opinions. And I don't even just mean like strangers on the internet, like friends and family included. I'm sorry if I'm talking with my hands. This is just how I get my point across. Everybody just does not need access to every single part of your life. I like to think that I have like a warm, welcoming energy, at least once you meet me in person, because I've heard through social media like I give off like a mean, bougie, bitchy vibe, which is not me at all. But because of that warmth that I feel like I have, people often feel comfortable opening up to me like about their lives. And honestly, I love that. Like, I love a good deep conversation. I love hearing people's stories, what's going on in their lives. Do y'all know what Sonder is? I low-key hate the idea of Sonder because like, how do people have a life like outside of me? Like, I want to know everybody's like secrets. Like, this is literally my movie. Like, I'm the main character. Like, I'm confused. How do y'all have your own lives and stories that like I'm not aware of? And I'm nosy, girl. Like, I'm nosy. Like, I want to know why you stopped posting that man that you was posting 3 months ago. Like, why you and your homegirl unfollow each other? Like, I want to know. Like, I want to know the tea. But in these moments of like openness and connection, I often start to like overshare about myself too. And later I'll sit with that regret, like, why did I just tell that girl that I met at that party about like so-and-so? They didn't deserve to know me like that. I don't know who she know. I don't know who she gonna go tell my business to after I'm done talking to her. Like, you know, so I kind of just sit with that and I'm like, girl, you talk too much. You need to shut the, like, why? And it's so much deeper than just like gossip. I stopped sharing my ideas. I started guarding my goals. I absolutely like 100% keep my personal business off of my social media. Like, you can never go on my social media and figure out what's going on in my life unless I literally put it on a silver platter for you. And my boyfriend is honestly who got me into like not sharing my personal business on social media. We've been together for like 7-something years now, but in the very beginning, like anytime me and him would like get into it or we would disagree on something, like I'd be on Twitter like, and he used to just be like, why do you do that? Like, why is everything broadcasted to the internet? And I really just started seeing it from his point of view. Like, you know, like these people don't care. They just want something to talk about. Like, why am I telling my personal business to people who could give a flying about me? That's stupid. It's stupid. So yeah, I have really learned to just keep some things to myself, like even away from my close best friends, because privacy is self-care. Like, it's your power, it's your protection. You can't just be out here like confiding in everyone and just venting to anybody because it feels right like in that moment. So yeah, learning how to shut my yapping ass up, unmatched personal growth. Like, top tier, top 3. Absolutely try it sometime. My next point, it is okay to miss out. For so long, I have fell victim to being a people pleaser. I'm the type of person, like, I'm always trying to make time for everyone and everything, making sure I didn't miss any events, even if it came at the cost of like my own time and energy. And I 100% had to break up out of that. I came to a realization about myself in like December of 2024. Yeah, so like literally 4 months ago, that I struggle with saying no. Like, I genuinely don't know how. And I think it stems from FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. But like, even when I'm not up for something, when I'm just like craving a quiet weekend, or like I have other priorities, if a friend like hit me up and she's like, hey, like, you want to go grab drinks, I'll just say yes. But not because I want to say yes, but because I don't want to disappoint anyone. So like, even if I just want to like stay in bed all weekend, or if I just want like a solo day to myself, or even something like so simple, like just trying to save up a little extra money or something, and instead of honoring like how I feel, I'll be like, okay, you know, what excuse can I come up, like how can I get out of this? Like, what lie can I come up with to not go grab drinks? Or worst case scenario, just completely push my plans to the side to accommodate them. And I eventually just had to learn to be okay with just missing out on things. Like, say no. just be selfish with your time and your energy, especially when it's not reciprocated. I realize that I'm like jumping through hoops to show up for them, but like, are they doing it for you? I'm moving mountains on my schedule to make their event, but they miss mine, you know? So now that I've gotten like so much better, I don't like forcibly overextend myself. My mindset is kind of like, there'll be another trip at some point, you know, God willing, we'll celebrate your birthday again together next year. I can't do that spa day with you this week, but you know, let's try again in 2 weeks, or we could try again next month. Simple, but still respective and firm. And I actually just had this exact conversation with my best friend a little while ago, because I see her holding on to some of those same bad habits that I recognize within myself. Just like trying to be there for everything and everyone. You really gotta lock in with yourself first, because until you do, you'll be running on empty, literally empty, trying to be there for everyone else, and you can't fill anybody else's cup if yours is dry. So show up for yourself. Say no. Stay your ass in the house. Get in bed. If you don't want to go, say I don't want to go. Moving on to my next one. It is absolutely okay to not have all your shit together. I know some of you guys can relate when I say this, but I feel very like rushed. I'm 23. I am turning 24 this year, and while I know that is extremely young, sometimes I just like can't shake the feeling of like time is moving so fast. I always get like so caught up in just trying to like have everything together, and like I'm figuring out my future and I'm lining up all of these goals, just making sure I'm like checking all of these boxes. Late last year, I had an entire y'all had an entire plan mapped out for my business going into 2025. When I tell y'all, like, I had a full blueprint, like everything was locked and loaded, ready to go. I was like so locked in and I was so excited, but not one thing that I planned went like how I thought it would go. And I damn near cried, because I just knew, y'all, like I just knew like that was my ticket. It still very well could be, but I just feel like that was God's way of saying like, nah, like pump the brakes, not right now. Keep looking, keep practicing, keep working. And how does the saying go? Delayed, not denied. I feel like he put it off for me, like, you know, maybe sometime in the future, or maybe not at all, but hopefully maybe sometime in the future. I definitely got discouraged like for a second, and then I came to terms with like, this is something that I always like have in my brain. Like, I need to get it tattooed on me at some point, constantly in my brain. I'm like, what's for you will be for you. And if God wanted me to have it all figured out right now, I would. At this point in my life, I'm just really learning to be okay with like not having my entire life planned out in front of me. And if God wanted you to have all of the answers, you would have them, but you don't, and you probably never will. Which leads me to my next point. My next point is to stop comparing. Half of the people who look like they have it all together, 90% of the time they don't. I had seen a tweet earlier and they were like, what has slowly disappeared in like the past 20 or so years or whatever, and someone was like the end of a feed. And I never thought of it that way, but there was a point in time where you would scroll to the bottom of your Instagram and there would be nothing else. But now you could just scroll, like it's never ending, and you can literally scroll for eternity now. We live in a time where we're constantly consuming other people's lives through social media, through word of mouth, and we see and just hear all of these like great highlights about people's lives, and like we hear about the new car and the apartment and the job and the new relationship, the engagement, the ring. We hear all of these things, and before we even realize it, we are comparing ourselves to them. But like, we don't even be having the full picture. We don't get to see like the struggles, the setbacks, the sacrifices that they had to make to get to where they are now. Social media is literally like not real life. It's curated. My social media is curated. I obviously don't show you guys the parts of my life that I don't want to, and my boyfriend was actually just telling me like, I don't show my personality on my YouTube as much as I should. I was like, you know, like, yes I do. And I went and like watched some videos and I realized like I don't, like, my everyday 24/7 goofy self, like I rarely show it on here with y'all. And it really just like put it into perspective for me. I show people what I want them to see, and so does everybody else. Perfect example, I post about traveling a lot. Like I post a lot of travel content, you know, from the outside looking in, like I'm always in this state, or I'm traveling to some country every other month or so. But that's because my mom is a travel agent. I travel for little to nothing most times, and that's just a resource that I have, but that doesn't make my life any more fulfilling than yours. And I'm guilty of like falling into the mindset sometimes of like, you know, like why them, not me. But something that I'm learning in my 20s is everyone's journey is different. Some people hit their milestones early, whereas others take a little bit more time. So don't ever feel like you're behind. Like, you're not losing, you're just on your own timeline, and that is exactly where you should be. Alrighty, my next point is saving and budgeting. Saving and budgeting takes a lot, like, and I mean a lot of self-discipline. You have to like literally train yourself to get good at it. It's like not something that just clicks overnight for you. For someone like me, as we've said before, saying no just doesn't really come, it didn't, but that's in that aspect. Now we're moving on to the money and budgeting aspect. So we're still having some issues with saying no. When it comes to money, I have like this mindset of like, and y'all know what I'm talking about, but like, I'm gonna get it right back, like whatever, like I get paid on Friday. And that mindset really only takes you but so far. I had to hit rock bottom before I really like started to understand the importance of like making smarter financial choices. And I truly believe God put me in that position for a reason, because I really needed to learn like what not to do, like what needs to change, especially in this economy. He taught me that then, because the economy that we live in right now, you're gonna need some pay. I'm still learning like not to stress about the amount that I'm saving, because saving is not about the number, it's about the habit. You kind of just have to get comfortable with putting something aside first, and then consistency will like start to build your cushion, you know? I had to make some real changes. Like, I was eating out and running the streets pretty much every single weekend. And when you really like put into perspective going out every single weekend, that shit adds up. Parking fees, meals, drinks, entry fees, last minute Ubers, random inconveniences. There has absolutely been times that I've gone out and like I ain't paying for shit, but me and my friends, like, we like to have fun, like we like to plan like activities, like we like to go bowling and do stuff like that. So it's like, you know, we're gonna pay a pretty penny for it, and like we don't rely on no niggas to just be like paying for us everywhere that we go. So spending like $300 to $500 a weekend, that's wild. Like, that's crazy. So I really just started staying in more and prioritizing groceries and making meals at home, creating like fun date nights in the house for me and my boyfriend. And most of my income now goes towards my needs, like my bills, groceries, gas. The next tier up stuff is my wants, which is like self-care, fun, occasional splurges, you know, things that I like. And then whatever is left get saved. And it's really not about perfection. Like, it'll never be perfect. There's millionaires out here who want more, but it's not about being perfect, it's about the progress. So find a little system that works for you, stick to that, and I promise you, you will start to see your bank grow. Okay, so my next one is you gotta stop waiting around. I think one of like my biggest pet peeves is when people say they're gonna do something and then like they never do it. I just feel like if you set your mind on something and you say that you're gonna do it, then you should do it. I cannot even count on one hand the amount of people in person and in my DMs who come to me and they're just like talking about like content creation and Instagram and YouTube, or like my photography. They're always like, you know, like I want to do this, or I'm gonna start my YouTube channel. What's a good vlogging camera to get? And then I'll tell them the camera, they'll go get the camera, and then it just sits there, still in the box, collecting dust. It was a waste of time. I'm a waste of a resource. Like, I could have gatekeeped that. You want a new job? Apply, get the skills, show up prepared. You want to get in shape? Start walking, go to the gym, adjust your eating habits. I wanted to cut my hair at the beginning of the year. Some people told me that I would hate it. Other people were like, you're gonna love it. Sat on it for about a month and a half, booked the appointment, sat in the chair, got my hair cut. Simple. I just want everyone to like stop waiting like for the right time. And the truth is, a lot of people let like fear and self-doubt stop them before they even begin. Most people aren't even paying attention like that, and if they are, so the what? Like, who cares? You gotta like speak life over yourself. If you have a plan, follow through with it. Like, show up, execute. You're not a sim. This is literally your life. You're in control. You are not a spectator. Alrighty, my next point: to stop taking the small things for granted. I'm trying to think of a perfect example. Oh, okay. I currently still live at home. From time to time, I catch myself literally, y'all, like counting down the days, counting down one by one the days that I have my own space, my own home, my own little family, like, you know, obviously this is my family as well, but my own little family, just a place to decorate, the peace and quiet. And while I'm so focused on like counting down the days and apartment shopping and I'm saving all of this money so that I could have my own place, I haven't always taken the time to fully appreciate where I am right at this moment. I'm beyond grateful and blessed to still live at home. I'm blessed to still have that support system after 18 with my mother. She could have given me the boot a long time ago. Every day I wake up with the ability to dress myself. Like, I get in my car, I can go and spend money on food and or go shopping for the little things that I like. And even deeper than that, like, I'm literally living in an answered prayer right now. I have my own business, a thriving one at that, a whole business that I literally pray for this. I meet wedding couples nearly every single weekend. Like, that's not just work, that's a blessing straight from God himself. And yes, I've had seasons obviously where I felt like overwhelmed or I'm tired, and I took a lot of time off last year because of burnout, and in those moments, like, that's all that I could focus on. But lately I've just been like really reminding myself, like, wow, like, you have the privilege of being burnt out from something that you built, something that God helped you build. That's not stress, like, that's a blessing in disguise. Like, I'm blessed. And I've really just started looking at life through that lens recently, because one day you're really gonna like look back and realize, like, in all of those small moments, they were actually the really big ones. And it's crazy because I know for a fact that, like, one day when I'm grown and I have, you know, I have my own little family, I'm gonna wish that I can go back to the time in 2025 where I was laying in my bed and I could hear my mom's footsteps in the morning going down for work, and I could smell the flat iron in the hallway from my mom curling her hair. Like, those are things that I'm gonna wish that I can go back to, because there's things in my life now that I wish I can go back to, but when I was there I didn't fully appreciate them for what they were. And it's those really like little things like the flat iron that build the life that you're gonna miss. Watching my nephew, he has autism, like watching him hit new milestones, like, that is happiness. When you start practicing gratitude for the things that just feel so small, you invite peace into your life. Once you begin taking life as a blessing, it'll become one. Be adventurous, like, go to the concert that you've been wanting to go to, go ride a bike, like, jump off a cliff. Who knows how long your legs will work for. Just like do the things, like, just do all the things, and while you're doing them, enjoy the fuck out of it. My next one, you cannot let your relationship define you. I don't know if you guys know, but I am willing to share. If you guys go watch my videos from like the past year or so, in there I had a solid 7 months of just like fun. I was completely single. I was having a ball, y'all. I traveled, I dated. Not that there was much to see, all shade, but most importantly, like, I really just found peace within myself. And I just feel like no matter what season of life you're in, whether you're single or you're dating or you're in a situationship or you're married, I think that you should create your own sense of like happiness. I think that it's so important to have a life outside of your partner. If you have all of these things that you love and you push those to the side for someone that you want to be with, and then when that person goes, you're left with nothing. You don't have anything. You were so consumed in that you forgot about all of these other things that make you who you are. Once you start feeling like you can't do the things that make you happy anymore, everything will start to slip. And at the very end of the day, the relationship that you have with yourself is the only one that is guaranteed to stay with you for a lifetime. It's quite literally the foundation for everything else going on. The more you nurture that, the better you will show up in every other space, romantic or not. I just feel like dating someone shouldn't mean you have to lose your individuality, and this is something that I had to learn on my own. In fact, I feel like the most healthiest relationships are the ones where both parties like maintain their sense of self. I don't think that you ever should shrink yourself to fit into someone else's world. I feel like two worlds can exist at once, and I feel like I struggled with that for a long time, watering myself down to make him feel comfortable. Like, content is not his thing. My boyfriend, he's very camera shy, he's very antisocial, he doesn't really do too much of the social media thing. And for a while I feel like this is something that him and I went back and forth about. He didn't really like the cameras constantly being in his face, or like everywhere we went I need to stop and take a picture of this and this and this. It didn't really make sense to him. And then we kind of just got to a point of understanding of like, this is me, this is what I do, and this is you. And if you have the right person, they will respect your independence. Like, they will encourage it, which he encourages me to do content. If I'm not picking up the camera, something's wrong. I love him, but I love me more, and I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing to make you feel more comfortable as I've done before, and I'm absolutely learning in my 20s that that is not okay. Alrighty y'all, last but not least, this one kind of ties into the last one. I saw a reel recently and I saved it because I wanted to quote it directly. It says, do it alone, do it tired, do it scared. Over the past like 2 years or so, I've learned to truly like enjoy my own company, like whether that's just like reading a book or playing The Sims. I love playing The Sims, like watching movies by myself, or like trying new restaurants alone, or just, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, like just spending time with myself. Like younger me would love us, like she would think we are so cool. I'm cool as this year in July, I'm actually taking my first ever solo trip, so I'm really excited about that. And it kind of ties back into what I was saying earlier about like stop waiting for life to happen with other people. I hear it all the time. People are like, oh, I want to do this trip, but I don't have any friends, or I don't have anyone to go with. And my answer is go anyways. Like go alone. I went to a Nessa Barrett concert alone. No one that I know really listens to like rock music really, and I really wanted to see her. I'm a very big fan of Nessa Barrett, and I really wanted to go to the concert, so I booked my ticket and I went by myself. Just yesterday I was talking to a coworker about going to see Sinners by myself. I don't know, the movies kind of gives me anxiety. I haven't quite gotten that far into my solitude of being able to go to the movies by myself. I don't know what it is, y'all, but the movies gives me the creeps sometimes, so I haven't gotten that far, but definitely on my list. But yeah, once you stop being afraid of like being alone and like actually get comfortable with it, you realize like it's really not lonely at all. If I go quiet, or like if I don't reach out to you or anything, it's not me being distant. It's probably just me enjoying my peace. I just think alone time is very essential to the well-being, and I am always encouraging everyone to take and make time for themselves. So yeah, that is the top 10 things that I have learned in my 20s. I'm still actively learning things as I go, as I grow. I definitely want to do more of like these sit down videos. I thought this was really fun. This was really cool. Please comment on this video. I love to read you guys' comments, and I really love when I see like my returning subscribers commenting, because it's like I finally feel like I'm building a community. Building a community is everything to me. So if you've been here and you're watching, even if you're a silent watcher, please leave me a comment, because I want to see you guys. I want to be able to meet you guys, and I remember faces. I be remembering who there. Yeah, I can start name dropping right now if I need to. Definitely follow me on Instagram so you guys can be updated with like the story polls and stuff, so you guys can interact with me. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video out now, but be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on my post notification bell so you guys can be notified whenever I'm uploading. As always, much love, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.